So we visited a bit more of the hardcore gym. We normally go to an Anytime Fitness. We did a bit of chest, and this is like a typical bodybuilding gym that I was used to going to when I was younger. We start off with some dumbbells. We're just doing some dumbbell pressing. I've got the bench at a slight incline on this one just because that's where I feel a bit more comfortable. I thought I was starting off with 30 kilos just to get warmed up, but I actually picked up the 36s here by mistake. So just getting warmed up with these. And I'm training with the guy, young guy Liam, who's 22. And normally I like to do flat bench with a barbell. Someone was on the flat bench actually, but Liam always likes to do dumbbell pressing. So we cracked on with that. And to be fair, it's an excellent way of building up your stability on the bench. And it probably does utilise some muscles that you wouldn't normally utilise on a flat bench, just because you're trying to support yourself and support the dumbbells. It's a bit more using stabilising muscles and stuff. So then bumped the weight up. I think Liam had done a set in between, and we bumped the weight up. I think we're now on 40s if I remember rightly. Put my shirt riding up there with my stomach hanging out, so don't judge. Yeah, we're on 40s there. So again, trying to get everything done to failure. Really cool gym, this one. Just a sort of typical like spit and sawdust place, but all the equipment is excellent, all heavy duty. Liam's on now. I think he's on with the 40s as well. He's a really strong lad.
Easy.
He's in very, very good shape, and he's in good shape because he eats a good diet. He trains consistently, he doesn't drink alcohol, so if you do all those things you will also be in very good shape. You know, it's not magic, it's just sticking to some of the basic formula and having a bit of self-control and willpower. So then we moved up again, and I think we are now on 46s by the look of it.
Nice.
So getting heavy now.
Nice and easy. No,
and we weren't having a big break between sets, to be fair. We were just cranking one out and then taking it in turns. But only a couple of minutes between sets. You can see me just push into absolute failure on that.
Good. Come on. Good. Come on, one more. Yeah, nice. Good, mate.
If we're going 50s, we're going for the magic chalk.
Magic chalk.
So then we're on to the 50s.
Amazon.
Liam's persuading me to have a bit of chalk.
It's not the first time my hands look like that.
Get some liquid chalk, and it just helps you to keep grip. And sort of, you feel a little bit stronger, you know, if you've got a really good grip and what you're holding, it does make you feel a little stronger. With the 50s, you kind of need that. By now, I was absolutely worn out already. Chest was pretty fried. I say just because of the pace that we were moving at, and not much rest between sets. So these 50s felt ultra heavy.
Fucking get it. Come up. Let's go. Position. Let's go.
Liam's helping me get him up.
Up. Easy. Come on. Up.
And that's why it's always good if you're going heavier than is safe. Then always have someone spotting that you're comfortable with and that they know what they're doing. And that way you're not going to be dropping weights on yourself and injuring yourself. So just a few reps out there on that last one.
Yeah, just roll them on now. I'll just kick them up.
Liam's cheating.
Treat him.
He's using banned substances for the lift.
Yep.
Then it's Liam's turn. He's on the 50s.
See, they look lighter when he gets them. I reckon
You might see him
stash some fake
breathing something in before he lifts. He's got some smelling salts, which they like clear the head. I used to use them for powerlifting. I don't, to be honest, use them much anymore, but they do sort of clear all your sinuses out and give you a bit of a mental clarity before you lift.
Come on.
Liam's doing really well here. He's just starting to fail, so I'll come over and just make sure
You got more.
he's okay.
Come on. Last one. That's it.
Just push really hard, get the
Another one,
last
you're good.
couple of reps out to the best of his ability. So that's good. We've
Yeah.
both worked,
Nice steady on
you know,
on
to
this.
the heaviest that we can,
So,
and then to
yeah.
failure.
Work up to it. So there we go.
So now
Start
going
on
on
the
to
plate
incline
side.
bench. Just starting on a warm up. Liam's getting warmed up, 20 aside. I haven't done incline for a long time for flat, you know, on a barbell. So this was something new, and I haven't done it just because the gym I happen to train at doesn't have a decent incline bench there. They've got some little benches you can set an incline on, but doing that in the cage with those is a bit dubious, just because it sort of puts you at a funny angle and it's kind of hard. But you really need a decent spotter for incline if you're going any heavier than, you know, what is for you a lightweight. If you go heavier than that, because it's a dangerous exercise, obviously if you drop the weight you're pretty much over your own neck, and that would not end well. So on this incline bench you can see at the back that when we go a bit heavier you can actually stand on that little platform at the back, and that allows you to spot really safely for someone. Here you can see working chest pretty good, just getting a few reps in for warm up,
Yeah, I'll just,
and then we've knocked it up
I'll take it
to
off.
another plate
Give it a little
aside,
guard
so
on.
100
I'm just gonna try and get
kilos,
as many, even if
and
it's
I'm
a
now
little bit
standing
low,
at
so I can get some reps
that
out.
on that plate at the back, just getting ready to spot for Liam.
Just to fucking feel it more.
So he's probably gonna, yeah, he's having another whiff of his smelling salts before he starts lifting. And this exercise is supposed to be working upper chest a little bit more. So
Come on.
if you're lacking in the upper chest area, then you need to do a bit more incline work.
Let's go.
It'll
You've
also
got another
hit
rep.
shoulders, but most people do it for upper chest purposes.
Push, push, push.
I'm actually the other way round. I tend to get, you know, my upper chest develops faster than my lower chest. So for me, a decline is probably
I'll do.
the more sensible exercise to target if I was going to. But I generally stick to flat because I find that sort
Makes
of
it real difficult otherwise.
does a bit of everything.
Right. When you're ready, mate. Did you lift off or you're fine?
No, I think we're good.
Yep, sweet, mate. When you're ready.
So I was pretty worn out at this point. And I was pretty surprised actually, because I thought I would just rep this easily.
Oh.
But it was not easy. I actually struggled big time. See me struggling here on the first rep. I have to make a change to my hand position.
Oh.
I haven't done this exercise for a long time, so
You ready?
but, yeah, I'm grinding them up. But yeah, these are not good reps. No, I should definitely have
Well, easy.
gone a little bit lighter on this. Probably
feel.
knocked like 10 kilos off or something. And got out like a couple of reps really.
I don't know how many I actually did on that fucker.
We actually did knock it
right.
down,
Well,
10
I think you got like
aside,
three
and then
out and then help.
unfortunately
Mate,
run
I'm
out of
struggling
batteries
after
at
a
that
while.
point,
90.
so
Yeah.
didn't get
Two
those
90,
in. But we got a
It's
few
fucking
more
big
reps
difference
in.
going up 5 kilos.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
done that in a while.
We're just running 90 kilos instead of 100, so a bit
15
more,
here,
bit more
and there should be a
sensible.
15
I can't
behind
believe how much more difficult that felt.
Easy.
Nice.
This is Liam on 90s, so he's repping that pretty well. I think
Nice.
the battery cut out just after Liam had finished this set.
Good set, man. Real good set. I go 20s, so I'm just straight flies, I think. Just trying to get a nice stretch.
And then managed to get another battery into the camera,
Try and stretch him out.
and then we're doing some flies, 20 kilos a side. Nice and controlled. And this just gives you a really nice stretch. So after you've done all those sort of pushing movements and everything's really tight, I like to do some flies just to get a really good stretch, and also it kind of works the outer parts of the pec for me. I get a really good pump off of flies, much more so than I do from pressing. And a lot of people will say, you know, oh, if you bend your elbows it's cheating. You actually need to bend your elbows. You know, doing flies with like completely flat arms is actually terrible for your joints, and it's not particularly targeting the chest at that point. You're sort of starting to target shoulders a bit more, so you want that little bend in the elbows, not too much, but you definitely want some bend in the elbows there. So then I went on to try a couple of the machines they had, just because they've got a load of different machines. You know it's a decent gym when you go in there and it's not all one brand of machine. They've literally picked, you know, all the best stuff, and it's just a mix of brands. So here is a bit of chest, and it's more set up for like a decline motion, so it's kind of working the lower chest with this, which is something that I kind of lack in. It's also an area that I tend to hold body fat in, so I tend to hold body fat around my back and sides, you know, lower back and sides, and then the lower parts of my pecs. You know, when I was really overweight, I basically had moobs, so wherever you held fat previously, it's going to take longer to get rid of that. And then I'm strapping myself into this pullover machine, which is an iconic machine popularised by Mr. Dorian Yates. And this one, you strap in, and then you're doing these pullovers. There's always an argument and a debate about, is this a back exercise or is this a chest exercise? Arguably it does do a bit of both, but for me it really feels like it's a chest exercise. You know, I seem to pull it through using my chest muscles, so for me it works that way. For other people, they might be, you know, really dominant with their back and they're sort of pulling through with their lats and stuff, so that might be a different thing for different people. That might be why the debate rages on. But yeah, I find this a good chest exercise, and it's a good stretch as well.